Welcome to the plant-based pancake.
Welcome to the plant-based pancake podcast. The plant-based pancake podcast.
Plant-based pancakes.
Plant-based pancakes.
So glad you guys could join us for our plant-based podcast.
So glad you could be here.
This is Lamar, and this is my buddy Joe over here.
Yep, more formally known as Joe Little. This is Lamar Costin over here.
That's right.
We got a couple of things on the docket here today.
Yeah, we want to really get into some important topics.
I think this is the first time we've actually had a little bit of a plan.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, we spent about 2.5 minutes,
Yeah.
getting dialed in here.
Getting dialed in, and we have a little bit of subject matter. We have a surprise guest.
Yeah, we did a last
We're going to
minute
have on
guest here.
later, which, speaking of which, I think I just got a text message. No, I didn't.
Got a phantom buzz.
Yeah.
That's what they call that when you do a lot of drugs. You feel like you're high again all of a sudden.
Did you see, I sent you that video, that one comedian, I think his name is Tim Dillon or something.
Maybe.
It was about the new coronavirus advisor lady.
Okay.
And she's like trying to appeal to kids and get them to wear their masks.
Oh, yeah.
He's just like, I'm into Black Betties, poppers, zoomers, zippers.
Yeah.
I like robo tripping just like the rest of you guys.
Yeah. It's like that Joe Dirt scene.
Yeah.
The fizzy whizzlers and all those things.
It's pretty good. It's pretty fantastic.
Sounds like a good time.
No, that's just, I discovered that because of my, typical ass broy self. Just saw it on Joe Rogan's Instagram.
So, bro.
Yeah. So, bro.
Such bro.
But speaking of which, I like Joe Rogan.
Do you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. What are your thoughts on Joe Rogan?
I mean, there's kind of a caricature of Joe Rogan in my head, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm referencing when you're referring to him, is this like, he's like the DMT talking head kind of guy to me.
He kind of is. Have
But
you listened to his podcast very much? Or?
I've only seen a few full episodes, one with Paul Stamets and one with Duncan Trussell, which were really good. But he's had a lot of people on. I've heard criticisms of him, and I think he's just he talks for so long. It's like, I'm sure people can pick a bone with something he says, but
No, totally. Well,
but yeah, it's interesting topics for sure.
no, definitely. Well, and he says a lot of things that I think, people, he gives people a reason to not like him.
Yeah, he's trying to get people's feathers ruffled.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you kind of have to do that in the first place, Not everybody has to like you.
But should we try to piss off a lot of people on our podcast so that we get more clicks, more likes?
I feel like you're going to do just fine.
I don't know. A lot of people...
I worry about myself. I worry about some things that might come out of my mouth, which I'm totally going to believe, and I'm never going to backpedal on anything that I say because I'm confident in what I believe in at this point in my life. But
we can handle it.
It might upset some people,
We can take care of that in post. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another good one. I mean, did you ever think of God as like a producer, kind of?
Like an ultimate DJ?
Yeah. Or just, a studio producer. Like he's making a mix for the world.
Yeah.
And the world is really fucked up right now, and God's just like, yeah, we'll fix that in post. Do you think that's the way that God looks at us?
I mean, it's all just a big game for him, right? Or her, or whatever. It's like, we're the instruments that he created from scratch. So we're like, I'm like a violin or whatever, and you're like saxophone or something.
You think God is up in heaven like, why is the Middle East like, I pan it 20 cents to the right, and it just is not cutting through the mix. I don't know.
Some kind of a phase.
Nobody's hearing them.
Differential there or something.
I even put a gate on, the countries just south of them. There's everything in Africa, but they're not cutting through the mix. I just got too many elements running here. Guess I'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, this is just the live session, so.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll kind of deal with that later, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But you know what? I guess that means that we can, kind of fuck up on a podcast a little bit, and it's okay because God's up in heaven fucking up all the time.
I think it's kind of our duty to do that, really.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of like it's like a sandbox. We just want to throw sand in everybody's face.
Yeah,
get it in their mouth, like really, really get it in between their teeth and stuff.
Which that kind of reminds me of a beautiful moment I experienced. The first time I went to Pickathon.
Yeah.
Which when was that?
I think it was
2017.
Is that right?
Yeah. Jonathan Richman was playing there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was amazing. I don't know, for anybody who doesn't know who Jonathan Richman is, I don't really know who he is that well either. But apparently he used to be like in a punk band. Pumpkin? He used to be in a Pumpkin. He used to be in a punk band. And I think that band was called the Lovemakers or something like that. And he's got some really great songs. But in between one of his songs, he said something that's really stuck with me.
Yeah.
He said, so when you're born and your spirit is initially created, you're an angel in heaven.
Sorry.
Right?
You're an angel in heaven.
So his theory was that an angel in heaven is not what you become. An angel in heaven is what you are before you come to earth.
Okay.
So when you're an angel in heaven and you decide to come to earth, that means that you wanted to come to earth to make mistakes.
Right.
So that living and making mistakes and fucking up your life is just the human condition. If you're making mistakes and you're fucking up, you're doing it right.
So we should all try to fuck more shit up.
Yeah, just really sabotage our lives.
That's the definition of success if you're a human being, is to be as messy and gross as possible.
Exactly. Well, because if God...
I like that idea.
I mean, if God is in heaven and he's fucking up the mix the whole time anyway,
right?
Why am I trying to be so perfect?
That's true.
He's
got the faders on his fingertips and he's just like moving them all over the place.
Yeah.
Just DJing like, with one headphone on.
He's just hoping he gets the right mix just by, trying, just by like happenstance,
Like a college try, really. Let's be honest.
He's just giving it the old college try.
He's not even really paying attention that much. He's like checking out babes in the audience and stuff. Or whatever is up there. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to our guest about this a little bit later, I think.
That's a pretty good analogy. I like that.
But yeah, I don't know. That kind of just came out organically a little bit. But I'm glad that got discussed.
Some good points there.
But anyway, the other thing was discussing a podcast name a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, we're still searching for a good name.
Yeah,
it's got to be something people can find, but also that somewhat describes the show. I mean, we're hilarious guys.
Yeah.
But we're also going to talk about some serious stuff here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's kind of an open format, and we do want to have lots of different guests on talking about different things. But
yeah,
you got to carve out a name for yourself. I always feel like when you're writing a song, sometimes like the name for it will come first, and then the content of the song kind of flows from that idea.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going the other way around with this, where it's like
with songwriting for me, it never went that way.
It's rare, I think.
I never came up with a name first.
Yeah.
It's
happened. Yeah, I guess you're right. That's kind of like maybe a rare thing where it just appears.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and we had the Durgatory.
The Durgatory, I think, is a good one. For us, that name goes back to the band, which was our like jam space.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense here also.
Well, because at the time, I mean, this is just the story for the listener that doesn't know, which, I mean, who the fuck would know this? So you got to clarify.
Yeah, true.
But at the time when we were in Hairfire, we used the terminology Durgats all the time.
Durgats were anything that are good.
Anything nice.
Anything nice.
You have a sandwich, you really like it, that's Durgats.
Hanging out with your boys.
Yeah.
It's Durgats.
Exactly. You're hanging out with your boys, Durgats. Your buddy buys a car with a really sweet paint job, that's Durgats right there.
A bag of really nice weed, that's Durgats.
That's Durgats right there. But what came from that is we started calling our songs Durgats.
Right.
Every time we'd write a song together and it came out really good, man, that song is Durgats. So that's when our practice space, it turned into the Durgatory.
The Durgatory.
Because that's where Durgats were made.
Right. It seems like it's kind of hard to try to explain something so obvious.
Yeah.
But that's where the name comes from. And it is also, I thought Durgatorium was kind of like a display area for all of our like our shows would be like a Durgatorium, almost like a display of all of our Durgats.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Welcome to the Durgatorium.
Yeah. It's more of a professional sounding name.
The Durgatory Purgatory.
Yeah.
But the only thing we came into when you type it into autocorrect is it's so close to the word derogatory.
Right, which doesn't really define us at all. We're
Yeah.
very classy, civilized. We're wearing tuxedos right now. You can't even see that, but that's how we dress for the show.
But if you have a podcast and you call it the Derogatory Podcast,
yeah,
some people might be inclined to take a listen to that because it's derogatory.
I mean, I've already burped twice, so we got that going for us.
I've had a couple of good ones, but I'm saving them for later.
Yeah, I didn't want to go that early, but I couldn't hold them.
Yeah, when we have our guest on, maybe
we'll crank a few out.
I'll crank a few out for sure.
Yeah.
See if the guest wants to do a few as well. But, okay, so we had the Durgatory plant-based pancake. That doesn't have anything to do with us, so we're pretty much just going to scrap that right away.
It's got a good ring to it, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just so stuck on that one name. I can't really, nothing really else comes to mind right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of keeping it open. I mean, we're not officially started yet with these episodes.
Yeah.
At least that's kind of how we're still doing a little bit of try run here. So,
though the last episode we did, I think there's definitely some postable material in there.
Yeah. We'll still post them, but I mean, we can't really post them until we have a name, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of the...
Well, we have to have a name, and we have to have at least one episode that's like on like YouTube or something.
Yeah.
And then we can license everything and like put it on Spotify and shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that's my end. You're the tech end. You can help me with the editing and all that shit. And
yeah, I'm the tech guy. Fix it in post.
He'll fix it in post, and I'll post it online.
Yeah. We'll come up with a band name in post, or a podcast name in post.
The Post-it Podcast.
Sponsored by Post-it.
Fix It in Post Podcast.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Okay.
Maybe Daniel can help us out with that too. He's got some.
Yeah.
He's got a way with words.
Nah, he's always full of ideas.
He's full of something.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a guy. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to fix that in post because you just gave away the name of our special guest.
Yeah.
You just messed it up, bro.
Well, I'll fix that in post.
But but it's not like it's really. We have the most special guest in the world. We treat it like we're fucking got Lady Gaga coming on the podcast.
I'll just censor it.
Maybe we should do that. We should have
Lady Gaga.
We should call Gaga. No, we should just tell people that we have Gaga and just have a girl on that like just can talk like she is Lady Gaga.
And then when we get sued
phone.
by Lady Gaga, we'll say no. Her name is like it's like several more G's.
Yeah.
Than her name. So you're just confused because they sound the same.
Or maybe it's like Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Gaga.
Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Gaga.
Maybe it's Gugaa.
Yeah. Gaga. Gaga.
There's a little one. There's a starter right there.
That was all right. It's a good warm up.
Good starter. Oh,
I would like to get Bob Dylan on here at some point.
I would love to have Bob Dylan on here.
You know what? Let's have our buddy on first, and then we'll get Bob Dylan on.
And then we'll get Bob Dylan on the horn.
Yeah.
We'll talk to him about what he's doing.
Let's do that on the next one, though. Let's not bother Dylan tonight.
That's actually a pretty good question. What is Bob Dylan up to today? Like, what is...
Are you texting him right now?
No, I'm going to Google it. Like, what is Bob Dylan doing?
Right now?
What is Bob Dylan doing right now?
I think another celebrity I'd like to have on is Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan.
Maybe if Bob's busy right now, we can call.
Well, check this out.
Billy.
The New York Times says Bob Dylan has a lot on his mind.
Sounds like he's busy.
In a rare interview, the Nobel Prize winner discusses mortality, drawing inspiration from the past in his new album, Rough and Rowdy Ways. Yeah, this is a pretty long article. I'm not reading the whole thing right now. Fuck that shit. But what's Bob Dylan doing right now? Maybe that would be a good name for the podcast. What are you doing right now?
I thought you were going to say, what is Bob Dylan doing right now is the name of the podcast. And we just read New York Times articles.
Just of a celebrity that hardly ever does interviews that we just constantly harass for an interview.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not famous. Nobody really knows us, but do you want to be on our podcast? We just figured out how to do Bluetooth with a phone and...
Yeah, I really want to ask Bob Dylan, like, how he comes up with his songs. You know, like, where do you get your material?
Yeah.
You know?
Where does that come from?
Just really pin him down and get that answer, because everybody's asking him that. No, he's never said. Where do you get your ideas from? You know?
Like he's going to say, I walk to a lake and I drink of the water in the stream.
What are the coordinates what are the GPS coordinates of this lake?
I spread my arms at a 45-degree angle and the birds chirp the words into my mouth. Like there's some kind of magical formula.
Yeah.
You got to hand it to him, though. Like back in the day, reporters used to ask him some really stupid questions.
Oh, yeah.
Like that famous clip where he's like, out of the singer-songwriters that are in your genre these days, how many of them would you say are protest singers?
Yeah.
That's when he's
I
like,
love that.
142.
Yeah.
Say about 142 of them.
What was that? Don't Look Back, that really old one.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
all the footage from that European tour.
Yeah, that tour from like 65 where he's hanging out with Joan Baez.
That's
and
my favorite, yeah.
They're all like attractive and doing drugs and stuff.
And Bob Dylan's all like just super arrogant and like artistic.
Yeah.
He's just like trying to like ask him questions. He's just like, what are you? Like, what are you, man?
Why would I answer that, man?
You ask me like what I'm doing. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, what's your deal? Like, what? That's not how interviews work, man.
Yeah. I don't read Time magazine, man.
Yeah. I don't have time for Time magazine, man.
Yeah, I mean, I read Time magazine. I read it on the airplanes.
It's like on my private jet, man.
But Bob, you just said you don't read Time magazine. But then you said you did read Time magazine.
I feel like he was in his Kurt Cobain phase there, where he was just like, fuck all this bullshit. He's like, I don't want to answer your questions. They're all stupid. You're an idiot, and I hate you. Basically.
No, I feel like if you put me in the same position at the same age, like famous, I'd probably respond the exact same way.
Yeah, what else can you say, really?
Yeah, because I mean, you're young, you're arrogant, you'd kind of know everything already, but...
Yeah. I guess Donovan was, like, nicer about it, though.
He was.
He was, like, more dignified. Maybe that's just because he was British, or...
Yeah. He had that kind of... little bit of, like, British charm to him.
He had, like, a schoolboy vibe.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to be the good boy. Ooh.
Well, because Bob Dylan, he had every bit the same, like, skill. He was just way more brash.
Well, he was, like, a rough around the edges, I guess.
Mm-hmm. A ragamuffin.
He wanted to be a real rebel.
That's what Baez called him, Joan Baez.
Oh,
old ragamuffin.
I could see that, yeah.
I loved his ragamuffin appeal.
I think he liked annoying people. Kind of like being obtuse.
Yeah.
Which I like about them, actually.
Obtuse.
Yeah.
I've always thought that was a weird word, obtuse.
It's pretty awesome.
Well, I mean, obtuse, like an angle. I get it. Like an obtuse angle is like that, right?
Right.
Where it's like all spread apart. It's more than 90 degrees. But if I'm being obtuse with somebody...
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm just like not being on a right angle? Like I'm being more than 90
Why wouldn't
degrees,
it be acute,
like,
though? Couldn't you also be acute?
You could be acute.
You're acute. You stop being acute.
I'm acute with everyone.
Joe's really acute.
All the time.
Yeah.
I'm going to write down some... We need to talk to Jackie about Bob Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jackie's a bigger Bob Dylan fan than I am, so...
Yeah, we've actually got a number of friends that are Bob Dylan heads.
Yeah.
Cove, Brendan. Also, we'll talk for several podcasts about.
Yeah, we could probably
minutia.
do a few episodes about Bob Dylan, in all honesty.
Why don't we just get Cove on the horn instead of Bob Dylan? And because
And
he already
tell
knows
the listener that it is Bob Dylan.
Yeah, because he already knows everything about Bob Dylan. He also is probably more available.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Be way easier. Just occurred to me.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Last time I texted him, he didn't respond to me for like 6 months. And he texted me a couple of days ago, and I haven't responded yet.
That'll teach him.
I'm going to wait another 6 months. That'll show him.
Oh, you know who else? Jack McLean.
He's a big Bob Dylan
He's a big
fan.
Dylan guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think more Beatles. But
What the hell is he doing now?
I think he's climbing a mountain.
I fucking commented on one of his Instagram pictures, and he didn't
From like a year and a half ago.
Yeah, from like a year and a half ago.
I don't know why he's not responding to this year and a half thing that I just brought back to
Well,
life.
I mean, don't you see that stuff in your notifications, you know?
I think he doesn't
Does he
check
not
it.
know who I am anymore?
I think he's not in the grid. He's not on the grid.
Has he forgotten me?
I think so. I think he's forgotten us.
I think he's forgotten us.
Sometimes I wonder about that. People who moved away, like,
Yeah.
do they ever think about us?
Yeah.
Do they ever remember like the great times that we had together?
Yeah.
Or are they just like, I don't want to remember that period of my
I
life.
don't want to remember that.
I hung out with those weird people and like,
Yeah.
you know, they like listen to music and stuff.
I could think of a few people that wouldn't want to hang out with me anymore for sure. But hey, that's an interesting point. Have you ever had like relationships, like people where you're like maybe even like really, really close with, like when you were in high school, that just, you know, like you just lost touch with, and now you're just not even friends at all anymore, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think most of the people I went to college with and like hung out with in high school, don't really talk to.
Yeah.
We're still friends, like casual friends, but we don't really know what's going on in each other's lives. Probably.
Yeah.
I think if we were to get together, it would be like old times.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just kind of like, yeah, you're doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's like, even if I feel like with those people, like even if you're in the same town, you're not going to go out of your way to like call them and go spend time with them, you know?
I think there's like, it might be awkward kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe. It's like, I haven't seen you in 15 years and our lives have just gone like completely opposite directions.
Oh, and I'm over at the Burgerville. Maybe you want to get a burger real quick?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm over at the Burgerville doing this little protest thing with my buddies. We're protesting the cost of meat honks. Meat what? Meat honks.
Meat honks.
We want our BOGO honks back.
Honk for BOGO honks.
100 honks for BOGO honks. We're out here with a petition today. We want 100 honks for BOGO honks. We need 100 honks. So Burgerville gives us BOGO honks.
Bring back BOGO honks.
Bring back BOGO honks. Yeah, so this is why people don't want to talk to me anymore. It's because of shit like this.
I guess that's a very good example of that, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like I've even had people from my high school that were like, "Oh, hey, I saw you lived in Portland. I'm come through town. You want to hang out?" And I've just have straight up not even responded. Cause like, yeah, you know, I mean, we were really close at one point in our lives, and now we're not. Like, why fight to make that happen again? You know?
Well, if it's
maybe that's just me being facetious. I don't know. Maybe
might just be you being an asshole.
Yeah.
But I would say that if it's gonna be like a huge effort to like rekindle some kind of friendship when you're a long distance away, that's already kind of hard. So I could see that. But I've had friends come here from Colorado that I haven't talked to since I lived there, and I wasn't really especially good friends with them. Like we didn't hang out a lot, but we got along well. And they hit me up when they were in town, and we like went for a little hike or something. Yeah, and it was chill. I still haven't talked to them since then. Yeah, but it was kind of cool to see them. Yeah. But I think that there was no like pressure that it was going to become like a thing. Like, oh, we're going to like keep in touch now or something.
Yeah, we're going to keep in touch. We're going to hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid of that. Maybe I have a little bit of internal fear of like
somebody like latching on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really want to. I don't want you to hit me up on the weekends or anything.
Kind of like, don't call me. Or,
yeah.
Yeah. I'll call you.
Yeah, exactly.
If I feel like it, or
like when you're off work, do you hit up people to hang out on the weekend?
I mean, now that I don't really go out anymore,
Yeah,
I would say no. I don't even really. My phone's always on silent, but I don't really look at it as much, unless I'm playing. Like I've been playing chess on there, but
yeah.
I don't like to be bothered when I'm having my free time.
Yeah.
Unless I have plans to like be bothered.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's kind of also me just getting old and being annoying.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird, but
no, I'm the same way, and it's only been like a recent development over the past couple of years. Just on the weekends, I'm like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like I want to vacuum my house and exercise.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's my plan.
And then I want to have a couple beers and I want to go to bed. And that's about it.
I think if it wasn't for the pandemic, I would probably have a wildly different social life.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be to the extent that it was before. But I'm sure I would be going out a little bit more to see like live bands and probably with some friends. Like I know Zubin and like, a couple other local people would be down to go see some jam bands or something.
Yeah. I suppose that's kind of one positive that's come out of COVID-19 for me. Yeah. And probably for you too, is just
a little break.
Realizing how okay it is to just chill out by yourself.
Yeah.
How you don't really need anybody else there to actually enjoy yourself and have a good time.
Right. Yeah, it's been nice for me to be able to like not feel pressured, I guess, to go do those things where I felt like I kind of had to before.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah.
Or like somebody was expecting you to be there. Yeah. Whereas now nobody expects you to be anywhere gathering with anybody. Yeah. Because it's like completely restricted.
This is the only thing that I plan. Yeah. Like that I have that I set aside for a weekly thing.
Yeah. Well, no, exactly. No, same here. Other than like my workout regimen, that's the only thing I plan for. And my workout regimen isn't shit. It's like 45 minutes to an hour for 4 days a week, and I'm
just blasting gams.
And I'm just in here. So, so COVID positive of being alone.
You're COVID positive?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just writing that down. That's something I would really like to ask some guests.
Oh yeah.
Have you found more peace being by yourself because of COVID-19?
I think that's a good question. My first thought when COVID happened was that a lot of people are going to have a really hard time with their thoughts. But at the same time, there's so much.
I think everybody did,
went through like a period where they were like, how do I deal with this?
Exactly.
But there's so much distraction now too. I wonder if you look at people's, TV and movie viewing habits compared to before, like how much more distraction there is people are engaging in now to get away from their thoughts, because there is so much time to be alone with your thoughts, but that also takes like a certain bravery or like to face that and like not just be busy.
Yeah. One thing that's like the negative part of COVID-19 for me is like before COVID, when I went out for bike rides early ass in the morning, went out and hit the trails, there was nobody there.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden COVID hits and there's like 5, 6, 7, 8 people that I'm running into. I'm like, it's 5 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Really? Huh.
Go to bed. What are these people doing?
Right.
But like that's a positive reaction to depression though,
Yeah.
Like getting up, getting out of bed, getting some endorphins going in your brain, that's a very positive reaction to have.
I'm sure exercise is probably one that has changed a lot for a lot of people too.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out dancing a lot at various shows before this happened, and I definitely gained some weight when I stopped doing that.
Yeah.
And I still have it, which is I thought it would never happen to me, right?
Yeah, man.
But I'm sure if I was like out at least a couple times a week doing some kind of dancing, because that's the only aerobic activity I really get other than hiking.
Yeah.
I would be, back in cardiovascular health or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
If you will.
Well, and that's a crazy other part about it too, is you probably end up, going out, you're drinking a lot, you're getting super dehydrated, so you're losing all of this water weight, and on top of that, you're not eating for, probably 16 to 17 hours at a time because you're just partying.
Yeah.
You're not thinking about food.
Yeah. And That certainly is will look different now too, going back into like even festivals and stuff, like going into it with a sober kind of mindset, at least with alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's like that does change the whole, the calorie intake and the way the body processes things. Drinking more water and stuff, actually being more aware of what's going on.
Yeah, man.
Not being dehydrated.
If I quit drinking beer, I'd probably drop like 20 pounds in a couple of months, man. Like
Well, I just replaced all the beer with dark chocolate. So
dark chocolate. Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep. That's the other part. So you're on a sober year.
I'm
right?
California sober. Yeah, I'm doing a California sober year.
So you smoke weed.
I can do everything but alcohol. That's kind of that's the diet I'm on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Which has been pretty easy. I'm a little over a month in now.
Yeah. No, that's good. I mean, I feel like that's going to be doable for you.
It's pretty easy. I think the harder part will be summer, especially if there's like gatherings and like if festivals happen or even like smaller like DJ type events.
Yeah.
But I've done those sober too, and it's actually there's a lot more people doing that now. Mm-hmm. When I decided to go sober, it was kind of like this cosmic thing. I started to notice around me a lot of other people doing that as well. Mm-hmm. And other people like having issues with alcohol and thinking that they should do it.
Yeah.
It's just maybe that's just because I was paying attention or whatever. Maybe it's one of those things, but it does seem like maybe it's my age group where that's a common thing where people are just like, you know what?
Yeah.
This is a young man's game.
Yeah.
It takes a lot out of you.
No, definitely. I feel like I'm on the verge of that myself. But I don't know, man.
But you're not like a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I still drink every day.
Yeah.
But I never black out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wake up pretty hungover.
Yeah.
And the only times I wake up pretty hungover is when it's like I had like a few more beers than normal.
Right.
Because like, I mean, I'll, every now and then Sarah and I will just have a night where her and I are just kicking it and having fun and cracking jokes and just having a great time. We don't want to go to bed. And that's when I wake up at like, 6:30 in the morning, supposed to work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck. I'm not 20 anymore. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's real.
But that's weird. That's the other weird thing. My relationship with alcohol, though, is because I never really use alcohol to party.
Yeah.
I just did it because I liked drinking. Let's say that like it's a past tense. I mean, I have a beer in my hand right now.
That was seconds ago, man.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just an insight into my own alcoholism, but
yeah. Well, I think when we were in the Durgatory back in the band, I remember I had this idea that just came to me. It was like a thing. I was like, it was an idea of like either a song name or an album name, and it was All My Friends Are Alcoholics. And at the time, that was probably true.
Hey, maybe we should call the podcast that. This is the All My Friends Are Alcoholics podcast with Joe and Lamar.
But I work in the food industry, and it is a very common alcohol. Is very, very common. It's not even like an issue. It's just the way that it is. It's like that's the way that it is there.
Well, yeah. I mean,
interesting.
You even go to like talk to your parent. Like my parents met at a party. They met at a bar.
Yeah.
I think when you're like young, you're in your early 20s and you're partying a lot and you're drinking a lot, and kind of maybe that's just a societal thing.
Yeah.
That it's more acceptable, but I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's more like it's kind of a little bit more okay to drink a lot when you're in your early 20s.
Yeah.
Because that's expected, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
it's hard to put the finger on that, whether that's a societal thing or that's just a human nature thing.
Yeah.
That's a crossroads right there for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely that's something that you could definitely do a whole series on for a podcast.
Yeah.
So it's a big topic.
I'm going to write that down.
Put it down. Put her
down.
Put it on the Barbie.
So yeah, maybe we should get back to the little trajectory that we had for ourselves here. I'm going to step outside and pee, actually.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little pee too.
Yeah, okay.
Do a little pause here.
Yeah, go ahead and pause. 472 or something.
It's episode 674.
Well, if we're releasing this, then you probably paid at least $20 to hear it.
20 beaks.
20 beaks. Each individual podcast is called $20, and that's how we're going to get rich.
They each cost 20.
Yeah. But anyway, we talked a little bit on the last episode about meat honks.
We didn't quite talk enough about meat honks.
We didn't really get in depth about meat honks.
Yeah, so I did some research a little bit because, we're mainly concerned with the prices that our Burgerville are charging. That's maybe a Northwest restaurant, but it's basically like
it's definitely Northwest specific.
This ain't your run-of-the-mill McDonald's. These are grass-fed.
Yeah.
Cows.
Well, and anybody who lives in like California or Nevada, maybe you don't have a Burgerville nearby. I mean, think of it as like kind of your local In-N-Out, but it's way more expensive.
It's way more expensive, yeah.
Much, much more expensive, and a much more complicated menu.
It's quite an extensive menu.
Yeah. Oh. Hey. Hey, Sarah, can you lock that door? Hey, dude. Hi.
Who wants to be on the pod?
Who wants to be on the pod? But, what was I talking about?
Honks.
Meat honks.
Big old honks.
Yeah. So Burgerville. It's like an In-N-Out, but it's more expensive. So I guess the positive part of it is that the meat is like ethically sourced, right?
Right, which makes sense that the prices would be higher.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's grass-fed and everything, but it's still, a cow living in basically a concentration camp, right?
Right, living and breathing. Maybe they can walk a little further.
Yeah. Maybe they have, I don't know what, a nice mattress to lay on at night or something.
Do cows sleep on the ground? Do they stand up?
I think they sleep on the ground.
Would they sleep better with a mattress?
I think they would.
Like REM cycles?
Many years ago I saw I think it was like a 60 Minutes special or something like that about like how some farmers have like these makeshift water beds.
Okay.
That they have for the cows.
That sounds cozy.
Yeah. So
what about their hooves? Would the hooves cause a puncture liability or concern?
Yeah, well,
there?
no, I think they were like, it was like a platform with a metal spring under it on top of a body of water. It wasn't like like a water bed like you and I would sleep on.
Right.
Which, by the way, have you ever slept on an actual water bed?
I've never done it because by the time
it's horrible.
It's bad. It sounds like a lot of issues there.
Yeah. It's
like an inflatable bed but with water basically.
Yeah. Well, the best way I could describe it is it's like trying to sleep on a canoe, but you think the canoe's about to tip over.
Yeah.
All night long.
Sounds great.
So, yeah. And when I did, I woke up like sore and shit. I don't know.
Like you're on a voyage.
They just weren't. And I was like a kid too. I was like 14 or something.
I think that was just was that a late 70s, early 80s thing where people were like,
yeah,
this is, I mean, it seems like now even not having any experience with it, it seems like you get seasick on it. Mm-hmm. Like your equilibrium would just be like confused the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I guess technically you could get used to it, and if you're an individual who's spent a lot of time on a boat, hey, you might find it more comfortable. But I'm not a big water guy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Talked about cows, and then we talked about their water beds.
Yeah, we're talking about eating cows.
We're talking about eating cows. So
specifically honks.
So let's pull up these prices on this menu here, Lamar. What's going on with the Burgerville prices?
All right, Burgerville prices. Now there's quite a few options here to choose from, but I'm going to focus on their higher priced items because I think these are pretty common, pretty popular items.
Yeah.
They've got a pepper bacon cheeseburger.
Yep.
That comes in a single or a double patty. Mm-hmm. The single patty is $5.79. That's almost $6 for a quarter pound patty, and the pepper bacon is $8. So you're talking about $8 for a quarter pound of a honk.
A quarter of a honk.
That's
$8 for a quarter honk.
So if you got a family of 4, you're feeding them, one of these honks each.
Yeah. Okay.
Some simple math there. I mean, you're looking at
$8 times a quarter honk.
You're looking at like 30 something bucks just for the burgers alone. Now, obviously, you're going to want to throw in some fries and probably a milkshake or two, or a soft drink, maybe even some chicken tenders.
That's only like 2 honks of meat right there.
Yeah, you get 2 honks.
You get 2 honks, and you're paying
32 plus.
You're paying how much per quarter honk?
Let's see.
We're paying
carry the honk.
$8.
You're paying $8.
$8 for a quarter honk.
Yeah.
So that's 8 times 8. You're paying like $64 for 2 honks.
$64 for 2 honks.
$64 for 2 honks. I just want you to listen to that for a minute.
Yeah.
That's outrageous.
It is. I think it's an egregious.
It's ridiculous how much they charge per honk in the Pacific Northwest.
Now you can get lower priced honks around town, like at your local, McDonald's or whatever, one of those like poop holes.
You know what? I even went to Fred Meyer the other day. Buck a honk.
$1 honk.
$1 honks.
See, I think that's a reasonable price, and that those animals aren't going to be treated the same, obviously. But at the end of the day, we're looking at honks here.
We're looking at honks.
We're looking at
how many beef honks you're actually getting.
What's a honk per dollar these days?
What's a honk per dollar? Well, it's a lot. It's not okay. So if you're paying $1 and you're trying to get a honk, you're not even going to get a quarter honk at Burgerville.
No. Oh, you would.
You're going to get like an eighth of a quarter honk.
They would sneeze at you if you tried.
You're getting like a 64th of a honk. 1/64th of a honk for $1.
Basically, they're
$64 a honk.
They're giving you a honk.
They're giving me a honk.
When you go there, you're getting honked because you're not getting a honk, you're getting honked.
Yeah.
At that price, and I think it's we're calling them out. I think we might be the first podcast ever to say, maybe they treat their animals well, but let's actually look at who's keeping all this money.
Because we're tired of what's happening in this country.
Somebody's got to call it out.
We're sick of it. We're sick of it.
We're not going to stand for it.
We're not going to stand for it anymore.
When I was a kid, you could get a honk. They give you a pair of shoes for free.
Yeah, they have BOGO honks where I came from.
BOGO honk's another one that I don't see that in any other menu items here.
I thought it was ridiculous in 2009 when they went to $30 a honk. Like, what's going on here?
$30 a
what
honk.
Happened?
It's like, okay, inflation, yada 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 yada. But throw me a bone here.
Throw me a fucking bone, Burgerville.
So, what are we going to do about this?
What are we going to do?
First, we're raising awareness here.
We're going to raise awareness.
That's an important first step because this honk situation is not going to stand.
Yeah. And we're talking about it because we're pissed. We're mad about this.
Well, first of all, it's a pandemic, and you're going to charge me overpriced honks? I got a family of 4, and how am I supposed to feed them on one honk?
$8 for a quarter honk. $8 for a quarter of a honk.
Cost of living's gone up. People have lost their jobs. And
in the middle of a pandemic,
the honk prices are going up.
You're going to charge me more per honk.
That's un-American.
It's un-American. It's not right. It's not right. And you know what? To any listener that's out there that's just as pissed about this as we are, I want you to email us. Yeah. I want you to let us know. I want you to let us know if you would show up to the Burgerville in North Portland, right next to the St. John's Bridge.
That's going to be our central headquarters for this honk protest.
That's where we're going to start. That's where it all starts.
Now, you can drive by in your car and honk, or you can join us on the street and get your feet on the ground and actually hold some flyers and banners.
Honks for honks, man.
Put
honks
some signs up. Honks for BOGO honks.
Honks for BOGO honks.
We're going to bring BOGO honks back if it's the last thing we do.
That is the last mission. That's actually, you know what? That's not the last mission. That's the first mission of this podcast.
Yeah, we're just going to...
If we accomplish that, then we can move on to the next thing.
Yeah, we're not going to stop.
Yeah, BOGO honks. Or at least 20% off honks. Come on.
Well, see, they'll give you a 20% off or a 15% off coupon here and there to try to keep people kind of at bay.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So they're not going to be so mad. But it's like, why isn't it always 20% off?
Yeah.
Let's just cut the price.
Yeah.
Let's cut the bull crap.
Yeah, seriously. Legitimately. I need you to cut the bull crap because we need to make burgers affordable again.
Yeah.
MBAA. Mba.
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 And BOGO Honks is a great place to start.
BOGO Honks is a great place to start. I feel like that's reparation. I feel like that's reparation to the community that they have been gouging.
Every citizen.
For the last 10 years. Or more than 10
They're
years.
treating us like we're the cattle.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Seriously.
I feel like I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm getting too worked up here. I want to keep this show professional.
No, a final note. If you live in Northern California, you got an in and out down the street, count your fucking blessings.
Right.
Because you don't know what we're dealing with up here. The price per honk is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
These honks.
These honks don't quit.
These honks will not stop.
Bought some meat honks from your establishment the other day, and they will not stop.
You used to get a free honk on your birthday.
You used to get a free honk on my birthday.
Now you got to pay $32 for a honk.
$32 for a honk
on your birthday. That's an insult.
When I was a kid,
That's
they
an
gave
insult
me
to
a pair of shoes with my honk. They'd shine them for me too.
Yeah.
Free pair of shoes, BOGO honks. 30% off honks on Sundays.
Every Sunday.
30% off day old honks.
Oh, they'd be giving them out.
$50 honks after 7 p.m. Because they're trying to get rid of all the meat honks, make room for all the honks that are coming in.
Half a honk for half a buck. I remember in the 80s.
Half a honk for half a buck.
No bull.
No bull. No bull with these honks. Alrighty. So yeah, I think we touched on the meat honks, what we needed to do.
That's a good intro. We're gonna keep you guys abreast of the situation, and obviously we'll include an email address where you can contact us and show your support there.
By the time this episode is released, there will be an address, an email address in the link in the description down below.
Yeah.
So
you smash that like button.
Yeah, like and subscribe. And if you don't like it, smash that dislike button. Leave a comment down below. Let me know why you disliked it.
What we could do to improve.
And I'll try to do better next time.
Yeah.
Because that's all I can do.
Just smash those hearts, though.
Because I was an angel in heaven, but I came to earth to make mistakes. God damn it.
I left this life as an enlightened person, and I decided to come back to help other people.
Yeah, exactly.
So help us get these honks more affordable. I mean,
at
the very least, that's what this podcast is going to accomplish. Number one, day one. We're approaching the call-in time for our very first guest.
We should do it. We should give him a buzz.
Should we get it going?
Yeah, let's turn up that little Bluetooth fader. All
right.
Let's see what's popping.
Let's see if we can get Daniel here on the old pod.
I think it'd be the... Oh, yeah, no, you got the right channel.
Okay.
That's just my depth perception.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You already gave him the 15er.
I gave him a 15.
Nice.
Oh,
there you go. He's calling you.
That's a riff I wrote to GarageBand.
Oh, nice.
Hello? Oh, wait, hold on. I think I gotta switch the audio over here. Hello?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got you now.
Does it sound better or worse?
It sounds about the same.
It's a little bit better, I think.
Okay, because it's way easier for me. I got hands-free.
Yeah, man, you're good. This works just fine.
Yeah,
man.
there we go.
Okay, I'm trying to smoke a joint, and I got to type so I could get my information.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so this is where we'll pick up. It's just to enlighten the listener a little bit. We got our good friend Daniel Sion on here, and in our last episode, we were talking about this photograph that we have in my garage.
The boys.
Our friend our friend Reese stole it from a McDonald's, and it's just 3 dudes in a very homoerotic kind of grappling for a football kind of scene. And I spoke with Daniel a little bit earlier about this today, and he said there's a few answers to the origin story of the photo, but there's actually more questions that you didn't quite expect. Am I right about that, Daniel?
That's dead on. That's accurate.
Okay.
All of it. Everything you said. Accurate.
So what's going on? What have we found out?
Okay. Well, I'll cut to the chase. I took the picture you took of the poster on your cell phone, and I just ran it through a reverse image search.
Oh, okay.
And it went ahead and it spat out some results right away, actually. And I saw the actual image posted all over the internet. So the original image, is exactly the same, but I've seen it in a few different formats. So I've seen it with like borders. I've seen it just raw. So it's out there, and it led me to a number of health blogs, like just,
really,
like random shit, like how to exercise an hour a day for your heart, and like shit like that, right? So I'm like, okay, this is a stock image of some sort.
Okay,
and it's all these like disconnected websites, and I can't figure it out until I get to one about traveling to Florida, and it's like blah, blah, blah. And then one of the sections is like, go like fucking play football in the sand. And so you see our picture, and at the bottom of this article is photo credits, and it credits the photos as Brand X/Getty Images.
Whoa.
So I looked into both of those, and Brand X is apparently like a subdivision, it's like a hipster subdivision of Getty, like their hipster collection kind of.
Okay.
And so
wait, no. Hold, like a hipster collection. Is that like a hipster collection of somebody else's stock images, or was this like a group of hipsters that put these photos together?
It's like it was like just a sub brand of Getty. It's like the like Tangy Twist,
Okay.
There's probably they'll have like fancy like elegant wedding collection. This is like Brand X, like for your BuzzFeed articles and shit.
Okay.
Right. So that tells us a bit about like the vibe. But what's really weird to me is I've tracked this thing down, and it's clearly like a stock image of some sort, but I can't tell if it's originally a stock image or if it ended up a stock image.
Yeah.
So this is why, because I went on the Getty website and I searched the same keywords that like came back from the reverse image search.
Yeah.
And they tended to be like fun and sports. And I filtered it, and I looked through about 100 pages of stock images.
Oh my God.
And I could not find our image, but I found about 10 others that were just as homoerotic and just as multiracial and diverse.
Wow. Can you share those ones with us? Just later,
Absolutely.
Just DM them to me?
I've got them right here on my computer. I'll just try to describe them to you. We got one, which actually looks almost like two brothers because they're dressed the same, and they look like brothers, but they're both wearing black t-shirts on a soccer field, and they're double teaming on top of this third white guy underneath, who's just like, he's loving every minute of it. Brother one's like hugging both of them.
So he's not.
Brother two is pinning down the guy in the red. So we got like some maybe incest. I don't know.
So the third guy isn't like struggling at the bottom like Corey is in the photo we have here.
No, it's definitely not like Corey. Like Corey is like,
it's a more joyful vibe.
Like, yeah, Corey's trying to get the ball and he's fucking like game on. This picture I'm describing to you is 100% homoerotic. It's 100% consensual.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good.
This one, the one we have looks like he might be wishing he wasn't at the bottom anymore.
But I mean, it also seems oddly consensual. This image that we have here.
Yours definitely has a reluctant bottom.
Yeah. He's not totally sure about it yet.
Yeah, the two, like Pat on top, man, he is just gleaming with confidence, man. Like he is on the top of two boys and he is loving every second of it.
Yeah, so let me just go through a couple more of these images.
Okay.
We've got a pretty innocent one. Like, you know, I can't really make this any more like funny or like provocative as it is, because it's really not. It's just like a father and his daughter and son like kind of huddled over him, all reaching for the ball.
Yeah.
So that's like pretty clean, you know, compared to the one that I'm just coming off of, which literally looks like a college dorm porno, like gay porno.
So this other one is more the family friendly version.
So we've got like 100% family friendly, very clean. But don't get too comfortable, okay? Because the next image is also a family photo. I can only imagine, but it's just, I don't know, a vibe thing. Something about the way this father is gripping his son. He might, I don't know.
Oh my God. So like, how is he gripping his son? Like, what exactly is he doing?
Well, like, it looks like you got one arm a little lower on the waist. I don't know. And like his son is on, all right, father's on his back on the ground, and the son is fully just lying on top of him on his back as well.
Yeah.
So it's just like very like in the moment, like son is fully supported by father underneath him.
So does the photo show the father's hands? Does it show the location of his hands?
I can't see one of his hands. And he's got like a hipster haircut and like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's a strange one. Do you think that maybe that was Do you think that maybe that was just like a family photo gone wrong? That just became like a stock image somehow?
I think I'm probably just perverted. So.
I think you're right, man. I think you might be onto something.
It looks uncomfortable, but
yeah,
I don't know. They got paid, I'm sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. That almost sounds like a family photo gone wrong to me, but whatever.
It could be. I'll let you guys be the judge. He's like, he looks like there's some stroking. I don't know. The kid's happy.
Yeah.
The kid's happy.
Okay. Kid's happy. All right, that's good. That makes a difference.
Yeah. You guys are really going to like this one. We've got two, like this is straight out of 2005. We've got like two sophomores, and they both have the same haircut, but we've got a boy and a girl, and they're definitely listening to Fall Out Boy. And they're playing two-hand touch, and they're fucking loving it too.
Oh, really?
But, oh yeah, dude, scene hair, like hashtag emo kids playing football.
Do they have the X's on their hands?
No, they don't. They look like kind of positive, like posy emo.
Okay.
Like MySpace 2006?
Like straight up, yeah. Like MySpace teen kids casual, like teen cash. Like they're not like dyeing their hair this summer. It's like they just got tired of dyeing their hair, but it's still choppy.
God, am I the only person that misses that?
No, dude, I missed the 2000s like hell, bro.
I miss 2006. What happened to that genre of pop punk? What happened to like MCR and the way Fall Out Boy
I'll tell you
was
what
at that
happened.
time? Okay, yeah, tell me what happened.
What happened is Aaron and I are recording that shit literally right now, and I got new bass strings, and we like did a drum, like an AFI drum track yesterday.
Really?
And we're straight up bringing that shit back. Yeah, nice. And Aaron was making the 2005 playlist on Spotify today. It was like straight up, it's the vibe, dude. So,
yeah, dude.
So get ready.
It's back. Do you think it's going to come back then?
I'm bringing it back, dude. It's either it comes back or I die trying. Because no matter how hard I try to get away from emo music, like it just is me.
Well, dude, I've noticed that.
Tell me I am.
I've noticed that too a little bit. Like, not to get too personal about it, but like you've been switching the hairstyle a little bit and kind of like the overall look. Is that because of like the early 2000s thing, or what's going on there?
Well, I just chopped off all my hair because it was all burnt and fried, and I need to get it professionally dyed next time.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just like new year, new me, hashtag like absolution. And like there's a great conjunction with Saturn, which happens like only like every 600 years or whatever. And, and every 30 years, Saturn completes a year of a Saturn year. So every 30 years, you complete a Saturn year. And I thought it was really cool that I had my first Saturn year as I turned 30 on the Great Conjunction.
Yeah.
So I kind of just like tripped out really hard on spiritualism this year and just cut off all my hair by accident at the end on New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, I remember. So how'd you cut your hair off by accident? Like, did you accidentally like clip some off, or like what happened?
Well, I tried trimming it a little bit, which never works for my curly hair because my hair just doesn't layer well. And so I just, against my better judgment, gave it one more shot this time, and it looked like shit. So I said, okay, well, I'll just buzz it down to 2 inches, which is like my clippers, the lowest or the highest that they can go. Yeah. And so I'll just like do that. But I couldn't get all the dyed shit off, so it was just like frosty burnt tips, and like I looked like an Australian shepherd kind of. Like frosty
cool.
tips. It looked kind of cool, but it was like really like burnt and like. And so I went to like trim it, and for some reason I thought the clippers would go just to 1 inch instead of 2, but like I was just like kind of high, and I just like took the shield off. Tried trimming it, and then it just went to the skin.
You didn't want to dye your hair in a nice brindle pattern, or?
I just wanted, at that point, I just wanted to feel naked and like a baby.
Yeah, so exactly. Like, no hair at all. No, I hear that.
I just removed it.
Yeah, it's hair. It grows, right?
Yeah, it's nice. I'm not like dating anyone who will get like freaked out by seeing like a weird like baby, like androgynous, like proto-human every day. I like walk around like wearing gowns and shit, and I'm just like bald everywhere.
Well, this is where you're going to like meet the love of your life here, Daniel.
Yep. This is the platform.
Yeah. This is how you're going to meet her. There you go.
Well, if she can accept me like this, then man.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep her, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody's going out and trying to date people when they're just like rich and they're balling,
Yeah.
You go out and try and meet people when you're just broke as a joke, because if they love you then, they're going to love you forever.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you, Lamar? How's the love life?
Oh, my hair is great.
Okay. Oh, fuck yeah.
I'm doing good. The only love in my life right now is my cat, Sheila. It's been pretty good. 18-year relationship, so it's the longest I've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's going good.
That's great, dude.
Yeah, pretty good.
You've had her like since you were a kid?
I was 21 when I got her. 21. Damn. Yeah. Just a kid.
Dude, bro. 18 years. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm excited to have a furry buddy for so long. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Lucked out. A lot of people aren't so fortunate, so.
I thought you were going to say something so much darker.
What? What do you think he was going to say?
I'm just looking forward to watching something die.
Oh my God.
That got dark, yeah. That's a horrible way to put it.
Jesus.
But anyway.
How did you say that?
I don't know.
We'll edit that out in post. So
we'll edit it. We'll fix it in post. Say whatever you want.
I want to ask you guys, before we move subjects here, I want to ask you guys, what might be some avenues we could go through to get one or all of these guys on the podcast that are in this photograph?
Yes,
because I'd love to have a personal conversation with them about this photo and their experiences with their various positions.
I guess to wrap up my research was basically my question was this thing originally a stock photo that got sold to Getty by an independent photographer and licensed for a short period of time? And that's where I found it. And ultimately, it was also sold to like some generic poster people.
Mm-hmm.
that's what my guess is, because I don't think someone's going to pull a Getty image and then blow it up and print it for their franchise. And this was another question I wanted to address, is this coming from McDonald's corporate? Because I doubt it, because locations are franchised and they have independent owners who like tailor their locations to their community.
Right.
So it's likely that this was a decision by like a district manager or a store owner or something like that. So it might be worth asking the owners of the franchise in Olympia where they get their shit. And they'll probably just be like, it's the shit that corporate recommends.
Right.
But it's not some like world-class level McDonald's level national marketing shit. It's some like sub-level, like outsourced crap, middle level shit. It's like lost in the system.
It's like bargain basement deal, probably.
I almost feel like it could have been like some hipster kid in Olympia that just Googled like guys playing football and found this one image and was like, hey, can you put this big fat image on the wall? I would love to trace this down to the person.
Yeah, the original.
I'm going to bet against it being somebody voluntarily putting that image up. It's got to be like something that just leaked its way past some boomer who didn't catch like how gay it was. And like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way that thing intentionally ends up somewhere like, as you know?
Yeah, seriously.
I want to bring up this M that's on the bottom right too, that looks like an M shape. Is that, does anybody know if Reese put that on there, or if that came with it?
I think that was a Reese thing. It's like, it was either Reese or like one of his buddies.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe like a whiteout. It's like a whiteout kind of like looking thing.
I don't think it's in the image that I sent to you, Daniel.
I was just curious if that was a McDonald's thing or something.
Yeah. It's on like the bottom right corner of the frame.
Okay, yeah, I'm not seeing it in the picture you sent me because it's cropped.
It looks like an M, or maybe it's like a mountain or something.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, I don't see anything in the official image I'm looking at. It's pretty high quality. You can actually see the the sweat on the pores of these guys. Like,
look at that.
You can see the dirt on his knees and like.
Yeah.
It's a real gritty. It's a really gritty photo.
It is. Yeah, it's something that I definitely want to look at when I'm eating a hamburger or enjoying a meal with my buddies.
Can you imagine?
I like that.
Sorry, go on, Daniel.
I just like that they're sweaty for the photo.
Oh yeah.
Like they're like legit or wet as fuck.
It's true, man.
Well, that vein that's popping out of Corey's neck is not something you can fake. I mean, they had to have been like blasting gams for like 20 minutes before they took
Seriously, he is struggling, and it is real. Like,
it looks bad.
The thing that I like to think about when it comes to this photo is just like, imagine being somebody that's just sitting in a booth at McDonald's. You're just trying to eat your McDouble, and some kid fucking storms the front door like it's the beaches at Normandy, just going beeline for this fucking painting on the wall, rips it off, and just runs back out the front. Like, did anybody chase him? I don't think who would.
Yeah, nobody that works there.
Yeah, you're not gonna. Who's gonna take a bullet for that thing? I mean,
exactly. Don't take our homoerotic football photo. Like,
hey, what are you doing?
That thing cost us $15. Like, how? I want to know how much they paid for that thing too. I mean, I paid $20 for it.
Yeah.
So, but I'm just curious, like, how much the original cost was. You know, was it like, did these things cost a lot of money? It's a nice frame. It's a big photo, but was it just sitting there and somebody wanted to get rid of it?
We need to speak with the owner of the franchise. I think a phone call would do.
Yeah.
And just
start there.
Honest, not try to like work them. Just be honest and be like, we're just really curious where the artwork came from.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Should we call it artwork though? Like,
yeah.
Is it art?
Well, it's commercial art. It's commercial art.
Commercial art, yeah.
It's commercial art.
Royalty-free art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that still like a thing? Is that still a thing that teenagers super into, like royalty-free music? I thought that was a fad for a while.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm so out of touch with teenagers anymore.
You got to get on TikTok.
I've never sucked a dick. You wouldn't be able to ask me.
Wait, what?
I thought you said I've never sucked a dick.
No.
That's what it
What the
sounded
hell?
I haven't.
first.
We'll take that out in post.
I have not, though.
We'll take that out in post.
Yeah, fix it in post.
Well,
Right.
the first
Do
thing
you have me suck a dick in post?
the first thing I'm gonna say in the next episode is Daniel Sion sucks a lot of dicks.
I don't want to suck a dick, but can you have me just suck one in post?
I'll fix that in post. I'll have you suck a dick in post.
We can take dicks out of mouths, or we can put them in mouths in post. Either way.
I usually like to do the latter, but you know.
And this is so weird, you guys, because there's like a 102.5 like radio station somewhere that posted on their Facebook the image.
Yeah.
Just as like with the caption, it's like, when I was younger, I was part of a group that got together every Thanksgiving Day for a game of tackle football. What's your family's special Thanksgiving tradition? It's like a local post. Like you
Really?
Googled it.
What
yeah,
area?
it's like it's images out there.
What
I don't
area?
know, 102.5 KEZK.
It doesn't show you what area that
You'd have to look up
radio
the
broadcasts from.
call ID or something.
I just screen grabbed it, but I'm sure you can look it up. But my guess is he just Googled like tackle football
Yeah.
game
Okay.
family.
Yeah. And he just didn't catch how homoerotic it was.
No.
That's some pretty good research you've done there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, let me send you. I'll email some images to Joe Little's address,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we'll put them
you
up on
guys
the Insta.
should. Yeah. Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We're definitely gonna at least post like parts of this on the Insta and shit. I honestly
Good.
feel like our
This is-
podcast
yeah.
should just be like little like 10 minutes clips of like whatever we started talking about.
Yeah.
You know, make it more consumable.
Yeah,
But I don't know. That's for
that would
another.
be
We'll
good.
figure that out.
Yeah.
I think attention spans are really short.
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Okay, so Daniel,
Mine is.
there's one more thing that I wanted to ask you about, and this is something that Lamar and I were talking about before we got you on the phone, and this is how we're going to close it out. Okay, we're just going to talk about a COVID-19, like a positive thing that came out of COVID-19, and one of the positive things that came out of COVID-19 that Lamar and I noticed earlier was finding just pure peace in being alone, you know, because nobody's expecting you to go anywhere. Nobody's expecting you to be in a crowd of people. So I feel like people in general more so adapted to being by themselves and more so discovered that was okay. I mean, has that been your experience at all? Have you experienced any of that, like, I'm alone, but that's okay kind of feeling?
Well, definitely. I was like having this conversation with Aaron like yesterday, probably, where like we're bummed if the pandemic ends and we'll actually have to go out and like do stuff again.
Right.
But
Yeah.
But like honestly though, everyone's getting on my level, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I've always been a loner and like stayed home and shit, and like now everyone has to do what I'm used to.
Yeah,
And I'm,
exactly.
Like, I'm pretty down with it.
Well, do you almost feel more connected to other people because of that?
Yes, I think it's a positive because I think we value our time that we actually get with people now more. Like when you guys came down, that shit was fucking like meaningful to me. Like I was on a desert island or something.
Yeah.
And I think it's nicer to appreciate it because also I think people are getting more done because they're able to work from home, which saves time for commuting and stuff. And so like, I think the fusing of like work life and regular life is good. You know, I think it gives people more of an identity, and in general, that time alone can be more productive, I think. And if people are more used to being alone, then maybe just, you know, depression will be less of an issue.
Yeah.
But we are more connected too, because there's been ways of connecting that have gotten way better since the pandemic. Like even just texting and like voice chatting and shit, so much easier. My devices all work together. Like my iPad, my iPhone. I can text from my computer, whether I'm producing in one room or I'm in the bath with my waterproof iPhone or I'm on my iPad eating breakfast. And like,
yeah,
I'm actually really, pretty positive on the change.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I'm trying to see the positive because like we're forced to.
No, totally. Well, we're always going to adapt to the positive, but is there any kind of, I don't know. There's a dark side of that too, I guess, a little bit, you know, because like in a certain way you could feel more divided from everybody around you, even though you're able to just contact anybody at any moment. You know, I mean, do you feel like maybe you contact less people just because the people at your disposal are just so much more than it used to be?
Not really, because I don't have a family I live with. I just have Aaron. So when I like called you, Joe, the other day, I was like kind of going crazy.
Yeah.
Just from only having spoken to Aaron in like a month.
Yeah.
And so I was just starting to have all these like really depressive thoughts and like weird imaginary conversations with people in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I have had to reach out more often than I've ever have in my life.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah, shit, man. Why do you think I started a podcast?
Yeah. I'm glad, dude. It's like nice to like hear you guys' voice. I swear to God, when you guys like sent me the first episode, I like just put it on my like nice speaker and just like lay back and just enjoyed like hanging out with you guys. You know,
yeah, dude.
It's like sad, dude. The world has changed so,
dude. That's not sad at all, man. Like the thing is, like Lamar and I have discussed this, and I feel like I'm talking too much a little bit, but Lamar and I have just discussed this, and we feel like our favorite thing about podcasts is that we have, you know, you feel like you have some buddies there in the room with you, and even though you can't really chime in on the conversation, you're still a part of it because you're still hearing them like talk. Right. And the sound of other human beings talking is comforting, you know?
We're just like jerking ourselves off.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, we're pretty awesome guys.
Yeah, we're pretty great or whatever.
Yeah, dude. It's true.
Yeah, dude. Well, cool, man. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for talking to us for a while, man.
Oh. Am I being kicked off?
No, I mean, I think we're closing out the show with you here, Daniel.
Okay, that's tight.
Yeah,
can
recording.
Can I say one thing?
Yes, of course.
About Grapes of Wrath?
Yes.
You mean Leaves of Grass?
Leaves of Grass.
The story ends when a woman's child is stillborn and her baby that she's pregnant with the whole time just fucking dies. And then she's stuck with this starving man, and she's lactating with no baby to feed, and so she feeds the starving man.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's the Dust Bowl. Yeah.
I forgot about that too.
I wanted you guys to just, you know, sit with that.
That's actually, isn't that like a sub type, like a certain type of porn that people are really into right now too?
Is it?
I think so. I think I saw something.
Poor starving man breastfeeds.
Lactating? I would be down.
Lactating with old men.
Should we type that into Pornhub and just like kind of see what's going on with that? Or should we make this episode another hour longer? We can talk about lactate porn.
Let me get my laptop out here, guys.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I didn't remember that part. I kind of want to go back and just listen to that. The audiobook is really well done, too,
yeah.
if you haven't heard it.
No, and
nice.
I honestly haven't read that book since high school. So, but when you say that, I remember it.
Yeah, I remember when you said it, too.
Yeah.
Seems like something that would stick with me a little more.
But maybe you kind of inadvertently block it out.
Yeah, could be.
Well, I saw it. I saw the play. I never read the book. So maybe the play made a bigger deal out of it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Possible.
Yeah. So you never read the book?
Well, I may have like half-assed read it in school, but I never truly took it in. No, but I did see the play.
You just get yourself an A.
Yeah, but I saw the play at TMCC Community Theater in Reno, Nevada.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
I went to TMCC. I did that for a little while.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, for real.
It explains why I'm such an idiot and I have a podcast.
I want to know, what are we going to do about our poster? Is someone going to call the franchise in Olympia?
I'll call him.
Will you?
Yeah. I'll call the franchise in Olympia. I'll look them up on Google tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom of this.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I need to figure out. The other thing is I need to figure out the year that Reese took the photo, because I want to say it was like 2014 or 2015.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll have to just like shoot a message to his sister and be like, "Hey, do you remember when he stole this?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get in touch with McDonald's art director.
Yeah. Can I just call them on their main line and be like,
Get them on.
can I speak with your art director?
Yeah.
Will you record it if you do?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just get them on the pod. Just do it through you.
I'll just set up all
Yeah,
the
get him on the
podcast.
podcast.
Just set up all the podcast stuff in my garage and just have the microphone going and just Bluetooth it, and there we go.
I want to interview one of these guys that's actually in the photo.
Yeah, I would love to trace down these three guys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, how? You got to know where the image came from.
Yeah.
The image was sold. It's got to, because there's those similar images. I just emailed to you, Joe.
Yeah.
Like, they're really, really similar, but I can't find the actual one on Getty. And I swear I searched through 100 pages.
Okay.
You know? It's like, and I reverse image searched with the domain Getty. And I even reverse image searched on Getty's site. It's just not on there anymore.
Maybe
It was an indie guy sold it to Getty, licensed it to them for a bit, and also sold it to somebody who had the connection with McDonald's.
Maybe we can get Mr. Getty on the horn and talk to him.
Mr.
I mean,
Getty.
it seems like his hands are clean at this point. He might want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's in the past.
I mean, who would? Yeah, I'm downloading all of these images right now, Daniel.
They're pretty gay, dude.
I'm seeing the little thumbnails and whoo doggy. There's all kinds of crazy shit in here.
I like the Scene Kids a lot.
The Scene Kids.
They're like 2006, like just, yeah, you know what I mean? Like they're tired of wearing eyeliner, but still choppy hair, girls' pants, but like,
yeah, okay,
just a little cleaner.
Here's the Scene Kids one. One more. You can scroll through those too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, that the Scene Kids one is pretty good.
Wow, that's really good.
Which one?
All of them.
Yeah.
Especially the Scene Kids, though.
Well, even if we could just
I like the Crush Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we could just chase down one of the people from those images too, like that would be a worthwhile interview as well. So
I like how the guy in the red shirt in the like double team one, like he's got like dirt smeared on his face, like in the tribal pattern. Like, the guy in the left is like diving in, dude. He's like gonna devour this man.
Oh yeah, he's got his mouth wide open. Yeah, the guy in the bottom's got his hands up like a toddler would when he like wins at a game. He's like, yay!
Surrender. Like, oh my god, I got mud on my face. Oh, you smeared mud on my face.
Should lick it off. Oh.
Got mud on my face. I'm so dirty. Ew.
That's good. Nice work.
Yeah. No, nice research, Daniel.
That's way more than I was expecting. Really nice.
Yeah, the guy in the blue, red, and the yellow with the soccer ball in the background. That's just fantastic.
He's got a good grip on those guys too. He's not letting go.
He's holding out for he's holding out for something. I don't know.
Holding out for the long term, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, dude. Okay. Well, Daniel, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Yeah. And we end every episode with a yurt. So
yeah.
Okay. So you ready? Okay. So here we go.
Yurt.